Hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. In this video, I'm going to talk about what happens if old fears continue to arise and manifest into your reality. So let's say you are manifesting a new reality of being chosen in your relationship, of being cherished and adored, and yet some experience manifests in your 3D reality where you don't feel chosen. Maybe you feel abandoned. Maybe you feel ignored, something like this. What do you do if old fears are still popping up in your 3D reality? That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Before I jump in, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel in the corner or below. Also know that I offer lots of self-study manifesting courses. There's 14 courses linked in the description below. There is a specific course down there called Free Yourself, and in that course, I teach you how to dissolve your main triggers in a relationship. So your main fears in a relationship: jealousy, fear of abandonment, and feeling not good enough. So if you're trying to, or you want to unmanifest experiences such as not being chosen, not being loved, these types of things, the other way we can say it, if you want to dissolve or even get rid of, we might say, experiences of not being chosen or feeling abandoned, then you can check out that course below. I'll link it in the comments as well. Okay, let's jump into this. So there's 2 steps I would take in order if you're having the experience where old fears are manifesting into your 3D reality. So again, you're manifesting a relationship, you're manifesting the experience of being chosen, you're doing your manifesting techniques, and yet an experience where you feel not chosen appears in your 3D reality. What do you do in that experience? Number 1, I would look at, is it really an old fear, or is it a fear that you still have? Because there's a difference. And sometimes we may hope that things are old fears, but it might still be a current fear that you have. So this is where we have to do deeper evaluation of really what's going on inside of us. What do we really think and feel and believe about ourselves and about ourselves in relationship with this specific person, evaluating what honestly we believe in this moment about ourselves in this relationship or any relationship. If we have beliefs or fears that are current, that we're going to be abandoned, we're not going to be chosen, we're not going to be loved, then they're not really old fears yet. They're current fears, right? And so because they're current fears, because there's still an activated inner experience that I'm scared I'm not going to be chosen, I'm scared I'm going to be left. Because that inner experience is still present, it's going to manifest into your 3D reality. So again, thinking that maybe it's an old fear, it might not be. Here's how to tell if it's an old fear or if it's still a current fear. How you react to it. So for example, again, let's say you have an experience in your 3D reality, an outer experience where you feel abandoned, and you've been doing your manifesting techniques to feel chosen, but you feel abandoned. If that experience of feeling abandoned doesn't bother you so much, it's likely that being abandoned is becoming an old fear, because you're shifting your self-concept to an inner experience of like, knowing that ultimately you're not going to be abandoned. So if it's like not that bothersome to you, it's likely an old fear. Now, if you have the same experience, you're manifesting being chosen, you have the experience of being abandoned out there, if that inner experience bothers you, it's likely that this old fear is still a current fear. So if this is the case, what do? This is where you're going to want to go into, my process would be inner child work and self-love work. Inner child work is a segment of self-love. To me, what inner child work is showing up for the little one inside of you that is scared of being abandoned, not being loved, not being chosen. Now, to me, the reason I call it inner child work is because that part of us, or part of me and myself, how I developed inner child work was doing it myself, on myself. The part of us that has these fears in relationships, that we're not going to be chosen, going to be abandoned, all of these things, that is our wounded inner child. We probably experienced some version of this type of treatment in our childhood. And so we come to expect that in close, intimate relationships, we're going to be let down. We're going to be hurt. We're not going to be loved. We've developed a self-concept to believe that we're not going to be chosen. This is a way you can say it. Now, the way I have personally healed my inner child, the way I've taught clients to heal their inner child, is super profound. It can change your whole experience in relationships. And what I recommend to do is, when those fears arise for you, when the experience of being abandoned, for example, comes up and you don't feel good and it feels awful, you hold yourself and love yourself through that process. You can talk to the little one inside of you that feels hurt, feels abandoned, doesn't feel loved, and you tell him or her, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to love you. I know this doesn't feel good, what's happening out there, but I want you to know that I'm here with you and that I love you. Now, when we do an inner process like this, I'll link my playlist on inner child work. It's super potent. There's a meditation in there. When we do work like this, that part of us, this has been my experience, that part of us internally that expects to be hurt in relationships starts to heal and starts to have a different expectation, because you are now tending to that wounded part. And because you're tending to that wounded part, it's like you're changing its self-concept. You're changing your own self-concept, but I'm speaking about the inner child like it's this separate part of you. You're changing its self-concept from I'm going to be abandoned to I am held and loved. So the more we show up for that little part inside of us, the more we start to dissolve out of the 3D, the experience of being abandoned, the experience of not being loved. It just starts to naturally go away from doing this deep inner work. Once we start doing that inner child work in combination, a really good thing to do is self-love, which how self-love is a little bit different is it's more your adult self affirming who you are as an adult self. So I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. I'm a catch. Of course people want me. Of course people would want to be in a relationship with me. I'm an amazing person. It's telling a new story of who you are. So these two practices in combination with each other, inner child work where you're really showing up for that wounded part of yourself and loving him or her just as they are, feels like you are embracing them and holding them in your arms. That's how it feels to me internally. And affirming that you're amazing. These two things are going to change your self-concept, and they're eventually going to lead to unwanted things in the 3D or old fears in the 3D dissolving out. You're just not going to experience being abandoned so much anymore because you have shifted your inner reality to no longer feel abandoned. And everything out there, everything is just a reflection of what's going on in here predominantly. So again, if you have old fears showing up in the 3D reality and they're still bothering you, then I would take the steps of doing some inner child work. I'll link my guided meditation for inner child work. Again, also my course, Free Yourself, is amazing for this. Doing inner child work and doing self-love to change your self-concept to really believe that you are going to be loved and chosen. To really, really believe that. when that settles in your inner reality as the truth, it's not that bad things will never, ever, ever again show up out there, but you're just not going to be so hurt, and less of those bad things, we might say, are going to show up in your 3D reality because it's all a reflection of within. Okay? Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here with me in this video. I love being here with you. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, you like the video, and you comment below. I'll see you soon.